Well, let's take you back to one of our earlier stories. Judgment in the Robert Mcbride case has been reserved. We're going to get an update now from the Constitutional Court. Our reporter Tumaole Mohlaoli is there, and judgment reserved, and we'll get to what happened in court in a bit. But first, Tumaole, you were at a media briefing and you have Robert Mcbride with you.
That is correct, Natasha. Robert Mcbride briefed to the media outside the Constitutional Court here on the stairs where we stand right now. And without any further ado, Mr. Mcbride, can you just give us an overview of the essence of your brief and your message to the media?
Well, the first issue is that the minister has conceded now that his actions were unconstitutional and they were invalid, therefore unlawful. And he has waited till the very last minute to concede that, which has cost a lot of money. And from his side, there's a lot of taxpayers' money that has been used to carry out unconstitutional program, unconstitutional agenda. Now, it's not the first time that the minister has conducted himself in an unconstitutional and unlawful way. So it would be fair to say that the minister is a serial violator of the Constitution.
Having said that, there's some very, very strong words, Mr. Mcbride. What happens after this? What happens after this? We're waiting for the court to deliberate and it'll give judgment. Should judgment go in your favor? Where to next?
Well, judgment has been reserved. If it goes in our favor, it means there will be a constitutional court order. We intend to comply with that constitutional court order to the fullest, in letter and in spirit, and one of the priorities within the Independent Police Investigative Directorate would be to comply with the order when it comes through.
All right. Mr. Mcbride, you also touched on the issue that you feel that there's a bigger game behind the scenes, if I can use the word game, not to try and diminish what is actually going on, because you raise a very serious issue of people from within government trying to work against the state, basically to grab resources. Can you just tell our audience and elaborate on that point?
Well, the issue that I want to raise is not exactly how you said it. The point I made was that we were involved in the fight against corruption, corruption of senior people, and the issue about the rendition is just a ruse for the other aspects. It can't be that the reason for the rendition is the issue. The report that we did on the rendition issue is our report of an independent organization. If the minister doesn't like the outcome, the product of our investigation, that is his problem. And the High Court has already found that his actions were unconstitutional and unlawful. Now, the Constitutional Court is going to confirm that, we trust. And that just further shows that we, with all state institutions and organizations that are independent, that are against corruption, they should be allowed to do their work without fear or favor or prejudice. And there should be no interference on them from anybody, including from any political interference. That's a point we're making, and we've seen in a number of institutions where there has been political interference.
So would you say then, as you've highlighted, and correct if I'm wrong, that you were suggesting that there's a certain move to try and interfere with the independence and squash the work of these independent state institutions?
Well, it's evidence, it's part of evidence now, it's a fact that the minister acted unconstitutionally with the suspension of Dramat. The minister acted unconstitutionally with the suspension of me. There are court orders to that effect. There was, when the minister suspended Dramat, he acted unconstitutionally. When he suspended me, he acted unconstitutionally. At the moment, what the minister wants to do is to keep me out of the job as long as possible, for as long as possible. And you saw the phone call coming through on instructions from the minister, according to his advocate, that he's not in agreement with 30 days, he wants 90 days. So the longer I am kept out of the job, it appears to be the intention of the minister. Well, the clock is ticking, and you can't go on with unconstitutional behavior forever. Now, the minister should do the honorable thing and resign. He's acted unconstitutionally on so many occasions, and he's the Minister of Police. If you have the Minister of Police acting unconstitutionally, then we're on a slippery slope. So I call upon the Minister to do the honourable thing and resign. We can't have a Minister of Police acting unconstitutionally. Now, the other issue is if he's acted on a number of occasions unconstitutionally, can that be an accident? Can that be bad advice? With all the resources at his disposal, but it looks like it's been done by design. So what is the design of the Minister in acting unconstitutionally? Thank you very much.
Mr. Robert Mcbride, thank you very much for speaking to us. Of course, there was Robert Mcbride reacting to the Constitutional Court judgment, rather not judgment. Of course, the matter is now being reserved. Judgment has been reserved for the Constitutional Court justices to apply their minds. And of course, we will give an opportunity to the police minister to react to some of the statements that have been made, some very strong statements, some very strong views expressed by Robert Mcbride on to what he believes is going on and some of the motives behind the state's handling of this whole matter that has seen us here at the Constitutional Court. So that will be an opportunity afforded to the Minister of Police to respond directly to those statements. With that, it's back to you in studio, Natasha.